Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Parking World, where our beautiful car park is now just getting bigger and better. There's still a lot of work that we need to do, but today hopefully we can tackle some of the issues that we are facing now. One of the big issues that we're currently having right now is pretty much down to the fact that we are spending quite a lot of money right now in maintenance, upkeep, and all that jazz to make sure that this car park does function. Granted, we are still making quite a big amount of money, but at the same time, we need to make sure we are reducing our costs, because if people stop arriving, then my bank account just has a black hole with money coming out. And what I want to take a look at today is the eco side of the power. Now, when we look at the power, we have eco technology where we can implement solar panels. This is a big thing, okay? It might help us then reduce the cost in which we're paying for power. And we also have a water thing as well to collect rainwater. So this stuff really might help us. Now, because of this, it kind of then makes me want to slightly change how the car park is eventually going to look. I don't think we need this whole back section over here. Sole reason for that is we're not really filling up the car park as it is anyway. So I don't think there's a need for this whole back section, which will mean it will force everybody into the actual main car park building, which will be absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm only going to go as high as these 3 floors here on this one side. I'm going to try and change it where then we allow them to keep going higher on this side, which will mean I need to implement some form of a spiral around here, which I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, but it should be pretty interesting. So if you are enjoying this series, boys, and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Because right now, boys, this is now going to be a big change, right? We've gone through so many iterations of this car park, and I just feel like we are now finally finding our final form for this. So I just want to delete all of this stuff here real quickly, which is a little bit of a pain because there is quite a lot of items here that I need to delete. Yeah, it's going to reduce the amount of car parking spaces I have available. I get it, but I'm not really filling what I currently have. Now, I'm going to quickly get rid of all of this. It's annoying because I've got to also get rid of the parking spaces and then the roads after it, but we can get there. It will now mess up my whole plans for all of this area over here, but I'm going to leave that for now until we have a fundamental idea of what we're going to be doing. But get rid of all of this. This is all now got to go, and la-dee-da, which is quite sad because, like I said, we have vehicles already paying here, but I'm not too worried about them. Less maintenance and upkeep, which is fantastic for us, and that's all I really care about right now. Right, get rid of all of that. I'm going to delete just down to here. Bam, 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 bam. Delete you. And delete you, because that should technically be some form of a walkway. Right, let me get right into it down here, because it does kind of then mess up what I've got going on down here. Because I can then turn these into car parking spaces. Right, I can actually get rid of the walking section. We don't really need that anymore. This allows them to do the little U-turn. Well, I'm assuming it allows them to do the U-turn. Let me just get rid of you to then do this. There we go. That allows them to do the U-turn. Get a couple of parking spaces here just to kind of finish this area off, which you need to go there, and then the wall will go straight across. Perfect. Right. That, I'm going to leave that for now, but at least we've got an idea to what we're going to be working towards. Now, when it comes to the solar panel stuff then, there's a couple of variations that we do get. We have the ability to obviously build solar panels on a roof. They just kind of go down like that. We have the facade ones, which these go on the wall, which that would be absolutely fantastic for us, believe it or not. We've got the wind and solar combination. We have the wind turbines big, and of course we've got other wind turbines, other solar panels, and the accumulator stores the electricity. We have the rain collector to collect rain, obviously. Which you go into the water cistern to store it for our toilets. There's a lot of stuff here that we are going to be implementing. So, the idea would be then, how are we going to do it? Well, I think, right, one of the things that we should really take into consideration is the solar panels that go on the edge of the walls. But I also want to plan on building the next floor so I can create a rooftop to allow us to pretty much put the solar panels, like I said, on the roof. Now, if I quickly grab some road, which it's easier said than done because we're not, it's got the thing on top of it. Hold on. Put you up here. Now, if I just figure out where this is going to run, because I need to create like a down section, which I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work. Now, let me get this to about here. And I'm thinking, where would it be best to place this in? And I'm probably going to implement it. Because I've got to do the down section. If I come in up, I can't go right down to there, because that down section is going to be non-existent at that point. So I want a tower up here instead. So I need to utilize these. So if I copy these, and if I was to, I could obviously pull it here, but that blocks off that road completely. And then doesn't allow them to do what they've got to do. Which is not a bad thing in reality. If I cancelled off you and you, and cloned you, this is just a test run now, okay? If I went there and then there, so this is then my run to come down, and then I've got to go this way round to go down there. And right, I think I've got this how I think it would work. I think this is how it would work. Let me just now get rid of you, copy you, and can I put you there and then you there? Just because it's pretty much, I don't know, a walkway that we're going to be blocking off. I've got to get rid of you and you because you are now non-existent. Oh no, we still need you to go down. Don't need you, which means these parking spots here are going to be useless. In return, I place then 2 down here and here. Put you there. But I don't think that is going to be accessible. Is it going to be accessible? Let me scrap you off and put you there like that. That's still accessible there. We then just got to get rid of these 2 here, unfortunately. And get rid of you. And then we get to then reposition 2 of these here. So that's how it's going to work in regards to there. He says. He says not very confidently. Which is pretty good. That all works there. That's all good. Spin around into there. You can't really get to that parking spaces there unless you go up to come back down. But that's not a problem for me. And if I then clone where I want the road, not the actual parking, the actual road where they drive. And this will allow them to go up to another floor. And then we just keep spiraling up and up. You know, you get it? You dig, boys? You dig right now? Because obviously this would then go up to there. And let me just clone one more here. And this would go there to there. So you can kind of then see how we come away from doing both sides to a singular side. But this is not solving any of my issues, because I still need to do the solar panels, okay? What I've done right now is just create like this separate entity thing section altogether. Not really solving what I need it to do. Now, let me scrap these off, because I can actually go down all the levels right now and add more parking in. So that, in a way, does kind of help us out. There we go. So we're coming up to here, and this is as high we're going on this side. But for us here, this is going up even more. So that goes up there because that's the structure that's going to continue. And then we've got to figure out then where these solar panels are going to be going. So if I take it to there, and let's say that then is the top floor. We're not going to be going above this floor that we've got it going on right now. So move this all the way down here. And so if it kind of comes up here, it can only go down that way. So I've got to be careful about how I build the road layouts, which that would then go there. And it wouldn't really technically go anywhere else. Oh, damn, I'm realizing how big this area is now going to be. Yikes. All this to get some solar panels on? Oh, it's all because I need to build a roof, isn't it? That's pretty much what it all comes down to. Right. Let me now just finalize all of this stuff. So we'll need the same up here as well. There we go. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I not do the right one? Did I not do the right one? Oh, I didn't do the right one. I got to go over by one more. And also, I'm going to have to go over by one more here. So now I've got the road layout down, which that leads to there. We have a walkway here because we can't park anywhere on this side. I'll bring this over by one more. And that's as far as we're taking that one. That's as far as we're going to be taking that. So if I quickly grab the marker so we know where we're driving the vehicles, this goes all the way down to here and goes straight down. All I've got to do is bring this down this way. Small little U-ey, so you can come in, drive round to go back down. That's literally all it does. Because the top floor here has the least amount of parking because we can't go down another floor, if that makes sense. So you obviously do lose out. Actually, I can bring it over by one more. I've just realized that. Right, scrap you. There we go. I get a little bit more out of it, but that's then my limit. Okay, that is then my limit. Right, clone you to there. We've got a lot of facades I've got to build, but this is going to be one hell of a multi-story right now, isn't it? You can kind of now see it all coming together. Right, let me just get these last few bits in here. There we go. We are going to bring this up just so I can kind of work with it. So we got by 2. So it's 2 after it. 1, 2. Get over here. I'm assuming that's where I've got the pillars, right? 1, 2. Right, 1, 2. Oh, there you go. 1, 2 just after that piece. 1. Hang on, hold on. 1, 2. Right, we've got our pillars all in place. So now we need to build a structure on the top so I can place down the solar panels. And we'll just go with the normal foundation stuff. What's the easiest way to kind of do this? Like that. There we go. And it can go over by one more, because it goes over the coverage of the walkway. Now, this is the roof. Believe it or not, right now, what we're building is the roof of the top of it. I don't know if I need my workers to be able to access it. So, just in case we do, we will make the staircase come all the way up. Which, that's going to be fun in itself, solely because I have to now create at least 3 flights of stairs that I currently do not have. And obviously, if I build the solar panels now, and they do break and need maintaining and fixing, we can't fix them because... Oh, hello. They're not able to get up here. Nope, done it again. Right. Last bits and bobs now in. Thank God I've got quite a bit of cash right now. So you can see the difference in the height of the staircase right now. Ridiculous, right? Absolutely ridiculous how many more flights of stairs I've got to build. But it's all part of the fun. It's all part of the funsies. Now, obviously, I've got to bring all this up as well to support the edges. That's just kind of how we've decided we are going to be building it. You get the gist of it, okay? You get the gist of it. So, how does the solar panels now work then? We finally got to the point where we can maybe throw some down. And we're going for the rooftop ones. Where's the sun? I mean, I don't really know if it makes any difference about where I put it. But do I do one per tile, or am I doing rows and rows and rows and rows and rows? If I decided to start it here, so let's say I put one. Oh, the game really frozen for a second. Right, if I did it like that. And the great thing is they do snap together. The question is, how many rows do I do? How much are these costing me, by the way? 1,500. Right, and that would be considered my first row. Now, I've seen solar panels in real life, like on buildings, and they're not particularly too close together because obviously it casts a shadow of the ones behind. So when they're staggered like this on a flat roof, this is kind of what they're like. Now, I don't actually know how much they do generate. I don't know how much this is going to get me back in revenue. Can I sell it back to the grid? I'm not particularly too sure. Now, have I got to connect all these up with cables? The answer is most likely yes. Yes, I do. So I need to have an accumulator to store the battery power stuff. I will have to figure out where I'm going to do it, where I place the battery. Now, we're going to need to build the staircase going up because I can use the infrastructure of the stairwell to also be used to move the cabling of the electricity coming from the solar panels. So that goes up to there, to where we'll then have... Oh, no, not like that. So I'm just replicating the stairwell going all the way up here. So that's everything that I need it to do. And then we need to then build the stairs in. So let's grab the stairs. So we do 2s going up. Right, there we go. Obviously coming down that way, which will help us out. Trying to do it both sides as well to kind of kill two birds with one stone. Right, completely messed up there, didn't I? Right, coming back down. There we go. Almost there, boys. This is my fault right now for building such a over-the-top system. Now, there's no such thing as elevators, which is a real shame. I would have loved elevators in the game. I really would have. That would have made life so much easier. Right, this now goes all the way to the top. So, theoretically, our workers can now... Obviously, the structure's not complete, but our workers can now access the multiple floors that I've just built in addition onto the multi-story, but also make it all the way up to the roof. Now, with the way the building is, I don't particularly think we require to have this one, nor this one. And that's a way in which we can kind of play around with it to make it look a little bit different with the structure and the support systems. So the whole reason for this is I can now utilize, for example, the wall network here to allow me to run the power cables to where I need them to be. Now, should this come over by 1, we should technically have some walkways just here. That obviously goes over that one. It should have one there. I haven't actually done all of the road network going around. That goes to there. That should go to there as it continues. Which in reality, I should also then be sticking over by 1 here. Ooh. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button and I'm now teleported to my dude. Hilarious. Right, there we go. Which I can actually now get another row in. Which kind of works out pretty cool. Right. So bringing this going across with my walled system. Not quite sure how it's ultimately going to be finished off here. But if I treat it like this, I can then run the wires going directly down to access wherever I put them. Again, I do not know where I'm going to put them. So back to the eco stuff. And the accumulator. Now, I don't know how much that stores. So how much that's going to require me actually having. And ultimately, where do I then put them? Okay, so if I was to use these concrete slabs here, like this, placed a bunch of these down here. Because obviously, when the power stops generating on the night, I'll have a little bit of storage to kind of keep me going. Now, we need power cables. I'm going to assume it's the same power cables. I mean, there's no reason why it should be anything different. There is no reason why it should be anything different. So, electrical cables. Just do them all like that. I got to bring this up. So, I need some clamps. So I would need a clamp here. Okay. And then ceiling... No, not a ceiling clamp. What do I put around the edges here? I mean, I could maybe... I don't know if I'll be able to utilize... These as support structures. A wall duct is probably the one to go with. Another clamp just there. Right, that should be what I require to make it actually work in a weird way. So, hang on, hold on. Hold on. There, down to there, there to there, there to there. And then there. Oh, I wanted to do one more row, didn't I? Let me do one more row. One more row, boys, and then we're all good. Right, look at how much money. I've spent 200,000 already. This best be worth it. If this is not worth it right now, I'm going to probably end up... Oh, no. I'm going to probably end up crying. Imagine if it cost me more money. Surely not. Surely not. Right, so... power pole is probably what I then require next, right? To allow me to... Isn't it like a short version of a power pole? That allows me to... make the wires go round. This is quite ugly. I ain't gonna lie, it is quite ugly. But not as ugly as this is gonna be right now to connect all these up. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous. Wait, what did it say there? Cannot build a snap to another foundation object. Wait, hold on. What does a power pole do? I think I was just connecting it wrong. Wait, why is it so difficult to set the power pole? Right, the power poles are the most awkward thing to connect right now because you don't select them as you think you select them. So let me just do it like this. Oi. And then down. Right, let's continue. And get a bit closer. And keep going. And my last few bits right now. So this is my first kind of setup on these solar panels. That is a lot of effort I've done right now just to get those in. I don't like the power poles though. They are ridiculous. Also, my building looks like it's been for a war zone right now. With the fact there's a lot of stuff kind of still open and about. But I should now be generating my own electricity. Now, if I press play for a second, so play, does it reduce my outgoings is the question. I don't believe it is. I don't know how this, or if this is doing anything. But then again, I've just realized something. My whole power network is not connected to these batteries. So I need to now, for example, connect you to there. And then, for example, kill off that wire. I have another one there. So if I killed off this wire, you, and went from there to there. Oh, hang on. I need to put that back in that I just got rid of. Right. That should now generate all the power required. Right? Or is it because it's going nighttime, there's no power now remaining? Right. Didn't really think this one through, did we? Didn't really think this one through, did we? So it is now nighttime to where we're not producing. But what if I drop some solar power wind turbines? Or just wind turbines in general. Let me just put that there for a second. So that will now generate a little bit of electricity. Not much. But I've got to now wait for it to be daytime. So do you reckon we need like a bunch of batteries to kind of store a lot more power than we have? We don't have any information to tell us like, this is how much power we have stored right now. You know what I mean? There is no info on this. So we should have at least some type of info somewhere, right? Alright, let me just get through all of this. I'm trying to wait for the next day right now for these solar panels to start producing again. But I wouldn't say this as, how do I put this right now, boys? Maybe spend less money. But the sun's about to come back out again. So give it one memento. Give it one memento. So we are still producing power on the old wind turbine. Solar panels are now starting to produce, which is good to see. I don't... Oh, I'm in pause mode, aren't I? I don't think... Right, that these are storing as much as we think they are. Now, if I check statistics, nothing tells me in terms of... I mean, debt. I got a lot of debt right now. Which is not good. Definitely not good. Definitely not good. I got a lot of current cash, though. My debts will get paid off, all that jazz. But I don't see anything to do with, like, battery storage. So I don't particularly know if what I'm doing is the right thing. I mean, you could argue I'm no longer buying power. But the issue is when it does go dark, the power does go out. And ultimately, it means I don't earn money from the EV charging. Also, they can't buy a ticket, can they? Like, to park their vehicles anyway. So, yeah, I kind of do lose out in a few spots. I really do. Yeah, I really do. But, right, let me see if I can just now finalize a little bit of this around here. So, these are all the walkways. Right now, required for the car parking. Can I get these to fit in? That's as far as I'm going with that one. I don't know if it's a good idea to fit it the way I've just fit it. Unless I just take it to where this one currently goes. So I get rid of these two. Or maybe I should even get rid of these. So there. I mean, I don't need anywhere else for them to walk. They can just kind of get into it from that angle. So that gives them the... I mean, they can access it over there anyway, but that gives them the ability to access the stairwell from this side everywhere. Which works out pretty well. Is that on properly? Yes. Right, let's just get this going up here. Now, we did have a different variation over here. So, the reality of it is, it's not as easy as you think, just implementing solar panels, because the amount of wiring that leads to it is slightly a bit ridiculous. I mean, I get it. But it's a lot more work than you realise, isn't it? It really is. Right, that's to there. I just want to finalise the walkway situation. So this is the barrier here to stop them walking over the edge. We're going to implement it here. And of course, it will go around the whole top of the building as well to stop our workers falling off. We haven't really seen any of them actually make their way up here yet. I don't think any maintenance needs to be done as of late. Right, this goes through all of here. Just to finalize basically a fancy facade. And that's how it do be looking from a distance, from the outside. Oh, we've got so much to do. We've got so much to do still. It's kind of crazy. But I don't think the eco stuff has saved us one bit. Unless I just wasn't spending that much money on power anyway. Maybe I just wasn't spending that much on power anyway for us to kind of see much of a difference. Statistics anyway, finances, debt. How do I know what's costing me the most amount of money? Now, we just don't know, do we? This game doesn't do a very good job of telling us where we owe the money. It does not do a good job at all of explaining this. Which kind of is a shame, because I like to know the fundamentals of what I can improve to kind of, you know, make better and all that kind of stuff. But then, does it even make sense building more solar panels right now, when I now feel like they don't do anything? Or is it just simply down to the fact that I just don't use enough power anyway for me to see much of a difference? Maybe I just wasn't buying as much from the grid as I thought I was. Maybe. Maybe right now. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. But I don't think I'm charging the electric peeps, because I don't think it has enough it doesn't have enough electric. So you could argue you need more wind turbines, Zodiac. Maybe. Oh, but then again, we are now producing power now. Where's my power peeps? Yeah, we're now charging them now. So I don't know. Swings and roundabouts. Was it worth it? I don't think it was. Me personally, I don't think it was. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. One big question is, how do I just get more people coming to the car park? That is something that I would love to know. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.